Allied, Imperial, Federal, and independent powers have deployed fleets to undermine, contest, and fortify the enclave surrounding HIP 87621, following the discovery of Radicoida unica, a unique flora with promising biochemical properties. Each superpower has deployed a megaship representing their interests to specific systems around the enclave. This event relies on Powerplay merits for progress, making it a requirement for players to sign up at the megaship representing their Powerplay leader's superpower. Neutral players cannot accrue reward tiers in this CG. All players must be pledged to a Powerplay power for rewards to accumulate and contribute to the victory of their superpower. Note that merits are rewarded only for undermining activities. Reinforcement and acquisition activity in the enclave accrues no reward. Players dropping into power conflict zones will automatically join their respective superpower, making turncoat or fifth column activity impractical. This is a combat-focused CG against conflict-optimized NPC ships, so builds should prioritize hull integrity, shield strength, and damage output for greatest success. Warrant scanners and other bounty-related equipment are irrelevant here. Also note that Powerplay is intended to foster PvP encounters. Open play will be especially hostile in conflict systems. Plan your builds and play modes accordingly, since the CG only cares about merits and not specific pilot kills. This means it's likely more efficient to farm NPC ships with specialized PvE loadouts rather than attempting to use a PvP build. Story implications are minimal for this CG. We aren't learning anything new about the Radicoida, its applications, or the discovery that Terry Tora made in relation to it. The only real stake being advanced is which power will have the most control over the enclave zone, a condition which is likely to be upset by actions taken over the coming weeks. This makes the CG a filler to pad out story runtime and not critical to the overall narrative at play. This CG awards credits based on overall completion and the contribution tier of the participant. These awards are significant compared to the base credit earn rate for conflict zone and Powerplay activities, making it more productive for progression than normal, but not to a dramatic amount. All participants who contribute in the top 75% tier will receive 10,000 additional Powerplay merits at the end of the conflict, regardless of performance or outcome. The superpower that wins will award an additional 10,000 merits to the top 75% of contributors for a total of 20,000 merits. These awards are in addition to any merits earned for contribution to the goal, which are tabulated automatically and do not need to be turned in at a specific location. Merits earned during gameplay also receive a 15% undermining bonus, which, when combined with abundant Powerplay ships to destroy, makes progression through your chosen power's rank structure fast and easy compared to standard Powerplay activity. All pilots who register at least one merit in this event will receive a medium fixed multi-cannon, pre-engineered with rapid fire and overcharge blueprints using the phasing sequence experimental effect. Pilots who register in the top 75% will receive an additional weapon for a total of 2. Rapid fire effects decrease reload time, distributor draw, and greatly improve fire rate, but reduce damage per shot and cause a small amount of jitter. These factors make a weapon more powerful up close, but less accurate at range. Overcharge increases damage by 30% at the cost of a reduced magazine size, increased heat output, and additional distributor draw. Phasing sequence is not typically compatible with multi-cannons and cannot be achieved under the current engineering system, making it the most unique capability this weapon will have. Phasing sequence is counteracted by the fixed medium mount this weapon uses. Fixed multi-cannons are not a popular choice under typical conditions due to an overall lack of usability in practical combat. Phasing sequence reduces base damage output in exchange for the ability to partially bypass shields. The bypass effect takes about 10% of all damage done to the target's shields and applies this damage directly to the hull as absolute. This means it ignores all hull resistances, but is ultimately a small amount of damage, which requires time on target to meaningfully accrue. Most ships can ignore this damage as insignificant compared to the overall health pool of a given hull. Note that bypass damage to the hull is taken after standard shield resistances are applied to the incoming projectile, which, being kinetic, will be less than the pass-through damage of a similarly equipped energy weapon. Usability can be improved by using this hardpoint on smaller ships with higher maneuverability. Increased fire rate combined with phasing sequence means this weapon will be especially effective when used against larger and slower ships, but impractical for use against smaller craft that can outmaneuver pilot aim. This weapon is likely to be most useful on the Viper, Cobra, Courier, and Diamondback, with some medium ships also being able to apply it to lower effectiveness. Overall, this is an interesting weapon, but not universally relevant, and therefore not of concern to the average pilot. Some specific ship builds will find this module appealing, but most players will find it difficult to use without a specially tailored ship to pair it with. If you made it this far, you probably liked the video. Be sure to show it with a click in the right place, and I'll catch you all later.